guys, my name is Simon.
My name is Matthew.
And we are here in the Holy Land, right now in the Caesarea Philippi.
And we're doing a video for vocations, for Buckeye Vocations, and talking about what it means to be a seminarian, why somebody might choose to be a priest or a religious.
And why to become a seminarian? In today's society and culture, you see that it's against that, against the nature. But the answer, why to answer God's call, is in your heart. When you feel that God calls you, say yes, as Mary said yes when the angel Gabriel appeared in front of her. She didn't hesitate, but she said yes.
So if somebody were to ask me what the most difficult part about being a seminarian is, or the most difficult part about preparing for the priesthood, there's probably a few different ways that I could answer, but maybe the most honest one would just be trying to overcome your own weaknesses and overcome your own difficulties. You know, when you go through a process of formation and they're trying to form you to be a good person, you definitely come across things that are like, okay, this is not going to be good for future ministry or whatever, and there's something in my own heart that I need to change, that I need to grow from, and that comes from your own faults and your own sins and your own weaknesses, and that can definitely be discouraging sometimes. It can be kind of disheartening, but of course, if you're really dedicated to that process and you're dedicated to serving the Lord because you felt that call in your heart, then God will always use those things in ways that you wouldn't expect, and He can always work with broken instruments to accomplish His mission. So that gives me a lot of hope that that's going to be, that things are going to work out that way.
You know, when I was thinking about getting ready to go into seminary, there were a lot of things on my mind that I was worried about. Because I know I don't come from the same kind of background as a lot of the other guys, you know, college seminaries and, I don't know, big religious conversions. I kind of had a weird, eclectic life, picking up video games, music, rock bands, you know. And I'd kind of come to like this weird, eclectic me. And I'm like, God, am I going to have to give this up? Is all of this stuff that I've picked up, all of these guitars that I've played, they have to get thrown by the wayside so I can pick up this big, idealistic picture of a priest from a 1950s black and white movie? Like, what do I have to do, Lord? And it was really hard to take the step and say, okay, you know, whatever it takes, I'm going to do it, because I trust God. I know He's got a plan for me. But once I was there, and once I was in the seminary, surrounded by all of these other guys who had the same questions, and a formation team who was helping me learn who I was and how to bring all of this stuff together, I found that all of these things that God had given me through my life and all of these different things that had kind of been tacked on were brought together into this one unified whole where, you know, all of this random stuff that had happened wasn't just random. It was there to bring something new to me so I could bring something to the people of God and what He wanted me to do for them.
Hello Buckeye Vocations. We are here in Mount Tabor, and it's my privilege to have Matt with me, and I'd like to ask him, why to become a seminarian?
Why would I become a seminarian? Well, I think it's definitely a great joy to be able to study for the priesthood, and you know, obviously we get to do some pretty incredible things like come to the Holy Land, but mostly just because I think priests are really needed today, and you know, Jesus Christ ascended into heaven, but He still wanted to leave us something to leave us people to help us to understand Him and to be close to Him, and that's what priests do. So if we can extend that ministry through our own actions and by using our own gifts, then I think that that's pretty awesome to be able to do that and to study for that, prepare for that. So that's why I would want to become a seminarian.
And do you think this visit of the Holy Land enriched your spiritual life?
Yeah, I think it's very enriching. Actually, I had the opportunity we were on the Sea of Galilee last night and had an opportunity to sort of go out there and just pray a little bit by myself, and it was really great to consider like that this was really the place where Jesus was, that these were the places where he walked and where he saw, and so they're real places, and he was a real person, and just seeing that in context and being able to put myself in the lives of the disciples was pretty great to be able to just really be in touch with the tangibility and the reality of our faith and its rooting in history.
So thank you, Matt, for your input, and we will keep you updated.
So I think there's a lot of reasons a man might want to enter the seminary, but I think the general experience for a lot of us is that we enter without really knowing a definite reason why we wanted to enter. So for a lot of guys, it's really just being able to take that leap of faith, that plunge, and to just devote yourself to this life, and to devote yourself in such a way that you're finding out, is this for me? And really to be able to just give up whatever your plans were or whatever you used to do and enter into the life that is involved in the seminary is a plunge. But there are a lot of reasons why that is really a great thing, and really as you enter into that life, you start seeing this is what attracted me to this, and you start being able to put a finger on it, which you weren't able to do before. And for me, one of the biggest things that's really attracted me to the seminary, that's kept me here, that I really love about the formation here, is that as you're being formed as a seminarian, a large part of that formation is learning to be integrated in your life. So, back in my college days, things were very different from place to place for me. So I would put on one persona when I was in class. I would put on another one when I was with friends, a little crazier, a little more out there, and so on and so forth. At home, here, there, you put on different personas. In the seminary, you learn to kind of take your best qualities and develop your virtues and really be yourself in every situation. So when you pray, when you're in class, when you're with friends, it doesn't mean that you lose the qualities that make you you, but you learn to develop those good qualities and bring them out in every situation, and draw back on the qualities that are not so great in your own personality, and draw those back in every situation as well. So it's really a very good way of learning to be yourself in every situation, and that's one of my favorite parts of being here.
And why you should consider the seminary. So if you want to become the bridge between people and God, you shouldn't hesitate and give us a call and join us.